Hello and welcome to the balloon sleeve turtleneck tutorial with Hip Stitch. Alright, your first step is going to be to attach your lace applique to the sleeve. So since it's an applique and not an extra piece, an applique just means it sits on top. So we're going to line up the lace with the edge of the sleeve. And Paulina right now is just pinning along that top edge, and she's going to secure it down with a zigzag stitch. This is the settings for the zigzag stitch. You're going to use the number 4 one with a 2 length and a 4 width all the way along that edge that she's pointing out here. Alright, so step number 2, you're going to be gathering your balloon sleeve, and you're going to be gathering it the length of the cuff. So she's going to show you a special method in the next slide of how she gathered. So you're going to be using the same zigzag stitch as you were before with the same settings. And there's a method to encasing a string within the zigzag stitch so that when you pull it tight, it gathers into what you see here. To begin this method, you're going to take your top string and you're going to pull it out as long as your cuff. So she's just measuring it out as long as the cuff is right now and just pulling it out that much. Then she's just going to place the fabric underneath the presser foot with that thread on top that you just pulled out. And then with the thread that you just pull out, you're going to line up that thread with the middle of the presser foot. And she's going to point that out to you right now. It's that middle mark on the presser foot. You're just going to keep that thread lined up with that so that the zigzag stitch will actually go on either side of that thread all the way down. And then you'll be able to pull that thread to gather it. The table was kind of shaky in these shots, but you get the idea. Now she's going to be able to take it out and show you what it's like when it gathers. Once your sleeves are gathered to the right size, you're going to lay your cuff right face to right face. Eventually we'll fold it over, but for now just pin and sew along that edge using the same zigzag stitch as we've been using. Right, once your sleeve is sewn, it'll look like this. This is the finished sleeve, folded over already on the right. And now we're going to fold over the other sleeve here on the left. So this is the back side, and Pauline is just going to fold the sleeve over so that it's covering that ruffle. And she's just going to pin all the way down. Alright, and then once that's pinned down, you're going to sew along that edge with your zigzag stitch, and you're also going to sew along the front with your zigzag stitch. Now that your sleeves are ready, you can fold them over right face to right face, making sure that they're lined up along the edges and also the seam lines, and pin and sew from the point of the cuff all the way to this point on the armpit. Once your sleeves are sewn, you can turn them right side out and set them aside for the time being. Now you're going to attach your lace to your body pieces. This is not an applique, so you're going to go and pin against the curve. You're going to pin and sew not only on the front but also on the back body piece, and you're going to pin along that curve with a zigzag stitch for both. For this bit, we forgot to record a piece, but once you have your lace on both body pieces, you're going to sew down the side seams, and you're also going to sew down the shoulder seams, and your pieces are, of course, laying right face to right face while you sew those together. Alright, now let's prep that turtleneck. Paulina has her 2 turtleneck pieces laying right face to right face, and she's just going to sew down those 2 hourglass seams. Alright, so once the edges are sewn, you're going to fold over your turtleneck so that both right facing sides are facing outward. And she's just going to make sure that when she turns it out, the seams are lining up with one another. And the way that you will attach the turtleneck is with your garment facing outward. You're just going to line up the seams of the turtleneck with the shoulder seams of the body. And she's going to do that first on both sides before she starts pinning everything together. And here is your sewn turtleneck, what it looks like when it's finished. For the next step, you want your shirt turned inside out for attaching the sleeves. So the sleeve's already attached here on the right side, but she's going to show you how she'll attach the other one. So with the sleeve right side out and your garment inside out, she's lining up that seam of the sleeve with the side seam of the body. And that's going to be her first pin that she's going to lay down because she wants these 2 seams to match and line up with one another. And then she's just working her way around from that point, just taking her time to make sure that all the edges are lined up evenly and ready for sewing.
There it is, our super cute turtleneck flowy balloon sleeve top. So exciting. Beautiful.